Today we are going to practice the Kriya for the instinctual self. So as human beings, we obviously have certain instincts that we share with animals, you know, those kind of natural instincts, the instinct of protecting ourselves and loved ones, many others. But we also have the ability as humans to direct and shape our expression of those instincts. So we have the ability to do that, whereas, animal instincts are more kind of just reactive. So this Kriya is really working on the lower triangle of the chakra system. So that's the first, second, and third chakra, to really physically kind of concentrate the rooted energy, that kind of animal instinct energy of the body and the mind. So if our body is out of balance, not functioning properly, it's reflected in the mind and vice versa. So this is really a great Kriya to bring that balance to the body and the mind and bring us back to our instinctual self, but in a controlled and directed way, not just in an animal instinct of fear or stress or worry. So we can really get control of that by balancing, stimulating the nervous system, the glandular system, all of those wonderful things that we often do in our practice. So we'll begin just by sitting up really nice and tall, nice straight spine. We're going to bring the hands together in at the heart center. And we're just going to take a couple of deep breaths here. Just really nice, long, deep inhale all the way down into the belly. And exhale, just letting go of any stress, releasing any tension, anything from the day with the breath. Again, nice deep inhale. And exhale. Allowing the shoulders to drop on the exhale, really lengthening the neck. One last time, deep inhale. And exhale. And we're going to tune in with the Adi mantra, Om Namo Gurudev Namo, connecting us to that divine wisdom within, that instinctual soul wisdom within, and the wisdom of the universe, of Mother Nature, and everything that surrounds us. We're repeating the mantra 3 times, inhaling to begin. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Taking a deep inhale. And we're just suspending the breath here. And for those of you who were here at the start of the call, we were just talking about suspending the breath rather than holding the breath. So we're just suspending the breath in this neutral, balanced state. And when you need to exhale, just releasing the hands down to gently rest on the knees, palms facing up, keeping the eyes soft or closed if you're comfortable to do so. And we're just going to bring an intention to mind for your practice today. So something you're ready to welcome in, could be something you're ready to release and let go of. Just an area of focus for your practice today. Perfect. And when you're ready, we're just going to turn the hands over to gently rest on the knees. and begin to wake up the body with those wonderful Sufi grinds. So we're inhaling, bringing the chest and the heart center forward. Exhale, rounding out the back. Really releasing off that lower spine. Releasing through the hips and the pelvis. Letting go of any stress or tension in the lower back. Letting go of any stored or stagnant emotions in the hips. Nice powerful breath. Inhaling as you come forward. Exhaling as you round out the back. Feel that spine softening. Gently slowing your circle. We're going to begin moving in the opposite direction. Inhaling forward. Exhale, rounding out the back. Inhaling forward. Exhaling back. Nice, powerful, deep breathing. Really filling up the lungs, filling up the belly. And gently slowing your circle, we're going to come back up to center, sitting up really nice and tall, nice straight spine. Just gently tucking the chin. And just allow the breath back into its natural rhythm. Just feel that space at the base of the spine and the energy flowing all the way up to the crown of the head. This Kriya is really going to work to open our hips, just to allow space for us to feel grounded, for us to really open, clear and strengthen that root chakra, that sense of security. Now this Kriya does come with some postures where we include breath of fire, so I just wanted to take a minute just to focus on that breath of fire. I think all of you are very experienced with this breath, but it helps just to come back to the breath just in a nice comfortable seated posture sometimes just before we begin. So with breath of fire, we're pumping the navel on the exhale. So the inhale just automatically comes. We don't focus our awareness or attention on the inhale. We allow that to come naturally. All of our focus is on that contraction of the diaphragm on the exhale, just pulling the navel point back towards the spine. So kind of motion. Now, as always with breath of fire, if you are pregnant on the first 3 days of your cycle, or if you have any discomfort in this area of the body, anytime breath of fire comes up, you can take long, deep breathing. We're just looking to really oxygenate the whole body, just to really bring in that powerful breath. So you can focus with the same focus, just with long, deep breathing, if any of the contraindications apply to you today. Otherwise, if you're comfortable to do so, we're going to begin breath of fire, but we're going to start slowly and then we'll speed up. We're just going to be here for a minute or so it won't be long, but I just want us to go through the breath with a little bit of progression so that we can see how it feels at each stage. So just sitting up nice and tall, gently tucking the chin. Begin with that really powerful exhale, pumping the navel. Nice and slow. All of the focus on the breath. And when you're ready, and if you'd like to, you can begin to speed this up. And if you'd like to go a little bit further, a little bit faster with the breath, you can. Just pumping of the navel, all of the focus on the exhale. And for the last 10 seconds, just speeding up to full breath of fire. And deep inhale, suspending that breath, just coming to that neutral space where you don't need to inhale, don't need to exhale. Just feel really balanced. And when you need to, just releasing, exhaling, and just take a moment to allow the breath back to its natural rhythm. It can just be really nice to go back to basics with that breath, just to really make sure we're contracting on that exhale. If you contract on the inhale, you'll actually start to hyperventilate, so it will become very uncomfortable very quickly. So you would know if you were doing it wrong quite quickly, but it's just nice to come back to. The other thing that we've got in this Kriya are a couple of inversions. Now the same applies caution-wise, that if you're menstruating or pregnant, that do not come up into a shoulder stand or a plow position. I will show you an alternative if you'd like to take it, or of course you're always welcome to just rest, lie on the back and visualize the body receiving the benefits of the posture. With shoulder stand also and plow pose, it can be quite a lot, so if it's not something that you're used to, again, you're very welcome. The invitation's always there to come down and just visualize the posture. I will give you some slight variations just by using blocks or placing the hands in a slightly different position. But if it's too much for you, just come down, just rest, just long, deep breathing. If you have any hiatus hernia problems, any detachment of the retina, then again, it's not a posture that is recommended. So just really listening to your body, being aware of your own body, and making sure that you're doing what's right for you, keeping yourself nice and safe. So we're going to begin with a really nice hip opening posture. We're going to come into butterfly pose. So we're bringing the feet together. I'm just going to tilt you down so that you can see. We're bringing the feet together and the hands are going to grip round the feet. You can place the thumb, if you'd like to, in between, kind of where the arches of the feet are. There's a natural space anyway, so you can place the thumbs in there. It kind of gives a nice massage to the feet at the same time. And we're just going to slowly and gently begin to flap our butterfly wings. So we're just pulsing the legs up and down. And once you're happy with the movement, we are going to bring in here a breath. It will probably turn into a breath of fire depending on how quickly you're moving your legs. So we're inhaling, exhaling. Inhale, exhale. Just connecting the breath with the movement if you're able to, or if you're taking long, deep breathing, if any of the cautions apply, that's completely fine. Just pulsating the legs slightly quicker than the breath will be. Or breath of fire. Well done. Just here for one more minute. Keep going. nice steady rhythm, coordinating that movement with the breath. We're loosening that lower spine, stimulating the flow of energy. Last 30 seconds, stay with it if you can. And inhale, legs up. Exhale, drop the legs down. Just seeing if you can ease into that stretch a little bit more. And inhale, just releasing the legs. You can bring them up, shake the legs out, give them a tap down. It's really going to have opened up those hips, so just making any movements or any adjustments that you need. And we're going to come into our next posture, which is a moving posture. We're going to come from cobra into front platform, otherwise known as plank. So it's quite a challenging one, but we're only here for a minute and a half. So it's a really nice, quick, progressive movement. We're actually going to be moving. So coming down to lying on the belly. We're going to bring the palms down so they're just out of our eye line. So they're just slightly lower than the shoulders. Now, if coming up into full cobra is too much for you today, you can come into sphinx. So just resting the forearms on the ground and the hands are just about level with the head. So either sphinx up into platform or cobra up into platform. It is actually easier to come from cobra into platform, so maybe give it a try, even if it's not something you would normally do. So we're going to be lying here. We're going to be inhaling up into cobra, again lifting the head but keeping the eyes closed. We're going to exhale, tuck the toes under and come up into a plank position. Inhale back down into cobra. Exhale up into a plank position. So we're just going to continue with the movement. I think you've all actually already begun by the looks of you all, which is fantastic. So just continue moving, inhaling up into cobra. Exhaling into a nice plank position. Coming down. Perfect. Continuing exactly as you are. Inhale. Exhale. Really good work. Doing really well. Almost halfway there, so not too much longer with this one. Just being careful of that neck, that head, making sure that you're not overextending, keeping the eyes closed as you come up. Perfect. Last 20 seconds. And next time you're in cobra, staying there, so coming up into cobra, suspending the breath and pulling the root lock, so the mula bandha, so the muscles of the anus, the sex organs, the lower abdominal muscles, just holding the breath, holding the root lock. And when you need to, exhale, gently releasing back down onto the belly. You can either just rest here for a moment or just push back up into child's pose just to release off that spine. Either palms out up overhead or alongside the body, whichever is most comfortable for you. Well done. Just take a moment, take a breath. It's a challenging one, but really powerful, that posture. It's really enjoyable. And when you're ready, we're going to just gently raise back up, and we're going to come all the way up to standing. I'm not going to adjust the camera because we're actually going to come down into crow pose, but we're going to begin from a stood position, so you'll only be able to see my legs for a few moments, but I will be coming back. So we're going to stand up. The feet are quite wide apart, just slightly wider than hip width, and as women, if we point our toes out, it makes it actually much easier for us to access crow pose properly. If we stay forward, our hips tend to really stop us. We tend to get about this far and it becomes really painful around the knees for a lot of people. So if you just turn the feet out slightly, you'll find that you can drop down further. And the aim really is to bring the bottom down in between the legs. So if your legs need to be quite wide apart to make it a little bit more accessible, that's completely fine. Just give it a go and see how it feels for you and adjust as necessary. So we're in a standing position here, and we're just going to squat down. Just take a nice deep inhale, squatting down on the exhale. And we're going to draw the knees into the chest. It's always a good one. We're trying to keep our feet flat on the floor. If you need to put a block, cushion, or roll up the mat underneath your heels, you can do. And we're going to, in this squatting position, draw the knees into the chest, soles of the feet flat, spine straight. We're going to wrap our arms, if you can, around the legs. This isn't one that I can do with my feet flat today. So just wrap the arms around the legs, and we're going to interlock the hands into Venus lock. So this is where our thumbs are crossed, left over right for feminine energy, right over left for masculine energy. And we're going to begin a breath of fire here if you can. So if you need a block under your feet or a cushion, I do today, so just make sure that you've got what you need to support you here, because the focus really is on this breath. We're just here for 1 minute, so when you're comfortable, off you go. This exercise is circulating the energy of the lower triangle, the lower 3 chakras. It's really opening up the circulation to the hips, the lower intestines. It's a really, really great posture, even if you need props to support you in it. It's really wonderful, so keep going. Almost there, over halfway already. And take a deep inhale. Exhale, releasing the posture, coming all the way back up. Shaking out the legs, shaking out the hips. Really well done. Making any movements, any walking motions that you need, bending side to side. Really, really well done. And when you're ready, once you've made any movements or adjustments, we're going to come down to lying on the back. We're going to take some leg lifts. I can almost hear the groans even though you're all muted. So this exercise is really strengthening the abdominal muscles. We're setting that navel point, that center, the solar plexus area. This is where we have our strength, our inner fire. This is where we can really feel that centered point. So this is a great posture for balancing the prana and the apana, so the kind of bringing back that centered balance into the physical body. So we're going to lie on the back and we're going to raise both legs up 90 degrees and exhale. As we inhale, exhale, lowering back down. So as we lie here, I want you to really focus on pulling the root lock before you lift the legs. So take a nice deep inhale and then pull that root lock, so that Mula Bandha, and then gently start to raise the legs up to a 90-degree angle. Then keep hold of that Mula Bandha as you drop the legs back down. So we're not swinging the legs, it's really controlled using the strength of the abdomen. Now with the root lock held, you might feel the body start to shake. Just keep going, inhaling up, exhaling down. If the body's shaking, that is completely normal. It's just the energy recalibrating around the body, strengthening up your solar plexus, your sun center. And you're already over halfway there, so you're doing really, really well. Keep going. And by pulling the root lock, we're really stimulating the center of our body. If we're just swinging the legs, we're opening the hips, but we're not activating our core. Pulling that root lock really helps. Make this your last one. And then just gently bring the legs back down to the ground. And just take your hands and just push in that area of the solar plexus and see if you can feel a pulse there. You might have to move around a little bit. It might be slightly higher, slightly lower, or to the left or the right. But just see if you can feel that pulsing. Now if it's slightly off to the side, slightly to the left or the right, or higher or lower, we just need to do a little bit more work to bring it back to center. This is just our navel point. There's nothing wrong with that at all. But just to bring it back to center, just to bring us back into that alignment, into our full strength. So just noticing where it is without any judgment. And when you're ready, we're just going to turn over onto the stomach. And we're going to take a modified boat pose here. So we're going to lie on the stomach. And we're going to interlace the hands behind the back. Again, using the same mudra as we were earlier. So left thumb over right for feminine energy, right over left for masculine energy. We're going to take a nice deep inhale and an exhale. And we're going to inhale, lifting the top half of the body only. So the arms are coming back. We're lifting the top half of the body, lifting the head. We're not tipping the head back. The head is just facing forward. So I think you've all, yep, perfect. You've all got that. Just staying here, and if possible in this posture for you, we're going to take breath of fire. If that's not comfortable, you can just long, deep breathe here. So just making sure that you're as comfortable as you can be in this posture. Really pulling that lock so it's at the small of the back. The hands are just above the small of the back. Perfect, almost there. We're not in this one for very long either. Really strengthening that lower back allowing that energy to flow to the mid-spine, opening the nerve channels of the solar plexus. And take a deep inhale. And gently exhale, lowering the body back down, releasing the arms. Again, just resting here or pushing back into child's pose. Just to again loosen off that spine. Bring the arms down above the head or just alongside the body. Just breathing here, just taking a moment. And when you're ready, just gently making your way up, we're going to come back to lying on the back. Just for a moment of relaxation. This isn't the end of the class, I'm afraid, but we are just taking a pause here. Just a little rest, a little bit of relaxation. So no control over the body, no control over the breath. Just relaxing on the back. This relaxation is really working to distribute the energy from the previous exercises throughout the whole body. So just bring the arms alongside the body, palms facing up. Just resting here. And we're just going to gently tuck the knees in, just pulling the knees in towards the chest, and we're going to slowly and gently begin to rock backwards and forwards the full length of the spine. So we're massaging out that lower spine, that mid-spine and upper spine with this rocking, gentle rocking motion. It's nice and slow. Still relaxing the body. Massaging out the spine. Keep rocking and rolling. We're just here for another minute. Just releasing off any tension. Perfect, keep going. Just 30 more seconds. And just gently slowing your rock, coming back to just lying on the ground, legs stretched out, arms just alongside the body. Just taking another moment to rest here, just to allow for that distribution of energy throughout the whole body. from this lying position, we're going to come into shoulder stand if you'd like to give it a try today. Now, if any of those cautions that we spoke about at the beginning of the class apply to you, so if you're menstruating, if you're pregnant, if you have any form of detached retina, any hiatus hernia or any other internal problems, then please do not practice this. Just visualize the body receiving those wonderful benefits, that flow of energy, just that stimulation of the thyroid and parathyroid. If you'd like to give it a try, as we're lying on our back, we're going to place the hands on the hips just below the waist. And we're going to begin to bring the legs up. So we're going to lift and raise the legs. Now we're going to use the hands as support. So the hands are going to enable us to kind of take the weight of the body, make the legs lift off the ground and help us to get into the position. So all of the weight will be on our elbows and our shoulders. There shouldn't be any weight at all on the neck. So please make sure that you're not putting that pressure onto the neck. So if you'd like to begin, we're going to bring the hips and the legs into a vertical position. We're going to use the hands, the small of the back, bring the legs up so they're perpendicular to the floor. Now all of the weight here is on either our elbows and shoulders. There is no stress or strain on the neck. And in this position, if you're here, you're going to begin breath of fire. So I'm going to put the timer on if you're taking this now for you to begin breath of fire. If you'd like a variation, if you'd like to give it a try but a variation, you can bring your legs up a wall. So you can just bring the bottom close to the wall and bring the legs up. So you're not coming up onto the shoulders, but you're still receiving that wonderful benefit of allowing the blood circulation from the lower half of the body to come up. So you can give that a try if you've got a wall as a variation. Or of course you're always very, very welcome to just rest and really visualize that spine opening, the nerve passages, allowing that flow of Kundalini energy to rise, that stimulation of the thyroid, the parathyroid gland. So whichever posture you're in, nice breath of fire. If you're in full shoulder stand, you've been here for 1 minute now. So we're going to start tucking into plow pose if you can, if you'd like to. So continuing with the breath of fire, we're going to carefully bend at the waist, dropping the legs down, just touching the toes onto the ground if you can behind the head. So ideally we're keeping our back straight here and bringing those legs down onto the ground behind you. So lifting up and then just bringing those legs down. Continuing here with breath of fire. Just here for 1 more minute. If you're taking the variation of the legs up the wall, then you can stay here with the legs up the wall, just to keep visualizing, keep allowing that energy to flow. And of course, if you're just resting on the back, visualizing, just staying here. If you're in plow pose, doing really, really well, not much longer. And whichever posture you're in, taking a nice deep inhale. As you breathe, we're slowly and carefully stretching the legs further away from your torso, whichever posture you're in, whether you're in plow or legs up the wall. Exhale here. Inhale deeply. Exhale, release the breath and slowly come out of the posture, releasing the spine vertebrae by vertebrae from the top of the spine all the way to the base. And just coming down to lying on the back from whichever position you're in. Just taking a moment here for the breath to come back to its natural rhythm. Really, really well done. That's if it's not a posture you're familiar with, it can bring a lot of fresh energy, fresh oxygen to the head. So just take a minute here just to recalibrate, rebalance. It can make you feel a little bit spacey. So just coming back into the body. And when you're ready, we're going to come back up to a kneeling position. We're going to come into Sat Kriya, but we're going to sit in celibate pose. So normally we practice Sat Kriya with our knees together, but this time we're going to bring our knees apart and bring our feet apart. So I'll show you the sitting posture first of all. So we're going to just bring the feet apart, enough space for the bottom to sit down in between. So just showing you from behind. So the bottom is on the ground and the feet are just alongside the body if you can achieve that. If you can't and you need a block just to prop you up, or a cushion or a rolled up blanket or jumper, you can just pop that in underneath the bottom just to help you stay here. It's really great for releasing off the energy of the lower chakra. So if you can achieve this position, I'd really recommend it. And we're going to come into Sat Kriya, which I know all of you know. So we're going to interlace the hands with the pointer finger up, left thumb over right for feminine energy, right thumb over left for masculine energy. And we're going to raise the arms so they're hugging the ears. So they're up tight to the ears, but the shoulders are relaxed. The shoulders aren't coming up. Shoulders are relaxed, arms are in tight to the ears. And we're going to squeeze the navel as we chant Sat and release on the Nam. So I know you're all familiar with this one, so I'm going to just play the mantra and feel free to join in as soon as you're ready. Sat, Nam, 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 Sat, now, set, 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 now. And take a deep inhale and squeeze every muscle tightly from the buttocks all the way up the back. Mentally allow the energy to flow through the top of the head, squeezing, holding, suspending that breath. And exhale, gently sweeping the arms down, clearing through the aura, really feeling that energy as you release. Really well done. Just without disturbing yourself too much, staying in this energy, come back to a comfortable seated position just for a moment. Keeping the eyes soft or closed if you're comfortable to do so. And just really feeling the circulation of that Kundalini energy. Really feel the integration of the energy released from the lower 3 chakras into the entire chakra system of the body. Really feeling the total effects of your practice today. Really integrating it into the body. This energy is stable and long-lasting. When you're ready, slowly and gently, we're going to make our way down to lying on the back for deep relaxation. Well done, everyone. Beautiful practice. So grabbing any cushions or blankets, anything you need to make yourself as comfortable as possible. Any socks or jumpers, anything at all. Just resting on the back, allow the feet to fall away to the sides. The arms to gently rest alongside the body, palms facing up to receive. Allow the muscles of the legs to soften. Allow the hips and the pelvis to release and be completely held by the ground beneath you. Allow the breath to flow with ease, in and out. That gentle rise and fall of the chest and the belly as the breath flows without any control or any judgment. Allow the spine to completely rest. Noticing any areas of contact with the ground beneath you, feeling held, feeling supported. Allow any last remaining tension in the shoulders or the neck to just dissolve, to be absorbed by the earth beneath you, to leave the body. Feel them soften and release. Relaxing the jaw and releasing the tongue in the mouth. Making sure you're not holding any tension here. Soften the muscles of the face and around the eyes. Relaxing your forehead and deeply relaxing your mind. And if you're not staying for the meditation, it is now 8:30. For everybody else, staying in this deeply relaxed state, deeply relaxed body, and deeply relaxed mind. into the belly, gently bringing your awareness back into the body. Begin wiggling the fingers and the toes. Start circling the wrists and the ankles. Changing direction. Slowing your circles. Reaching the arms up overhead, pointing the toes away in the opposite direction. Taking a really nice deep inhale and a full body stretch from the tips of the toes to the tops of the fingers. And exhale, gently releasing the arms down alongside the body. Tucking the knees up in towards the chest and rocking from side to side to massage out the lower spine. If you'd like to take a gentle twist, we're going to bring the arms down onto the ground into a T shape. Drop the knees over to one side and turn the head in the opposite direction. Taking a breath and enjoying the twist. When you're ready, coming back to center. Dropping the knees over to the other side, turning the head in the opposite direction. Take a breath, enjoy the stretch. And when you're ready, coming back to center, we're going to begin to rub the palms of the hands and the soles of the feet together, stimulating the nervous system, activating the nerve endings, feeling that heat, that energy, and gently releasing. When you're ready, making your way back up to a comfortable seated position. We're going to bring the palms together at the heart center. And we're going to seal our practice with 3 long sat nams. Inhaling to begin. Sat Nam. Sat Nam. Sat Nam. Gently bowing the head to equalize the energy between the head and the heart. To help us stay balanced in life between our hearts and our minds. Sat now. Well done, everybody. Beautiful practice.